Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Clutter. I'm your host, Margo Staten. And today we're going to be talking about a fun summer topic as it relates to clutter, of course. We're going to talk about 7 things that you can declutter specific to the summer season. I find that oftentimes seasonally we use some stuff, we don't use other stuff, and then once the season is over, we just put it away. We don't go through it. We don't get rid of anything that's broken, anything that we no longer use. We just kind of shove it back in a box or your garage or your basement. Well, that all stops this season. Before we jump into what we can declutter over the summer season, I just want to quickly go over my simple 4-step decluttering system. So while I'm going to be speaking today about categories of items that you can declutter, you can apply this 4-step easy, simple system to every single category, right? So it's very, very rinse and repeat. So the system that I created a few years ago is called DCOM, and it stands for declutter, clean, organize, and maintain. It is a formula that whether you're decluttering a closet or your kitchen or a sock drawer, you apply the same exact formula and in this order. So regardless of what you'll be tackling, you will first declutter. Oftentimes I find that we are trying to organize our clutter and it doesn't work and we're not successful. And that is because we have to declutter first. Regardless of what space you will be tackling on this list, you will first go through the items. And the best way to do that is to separate them out into categories, right? And then go through each category, because oftentimes what you find is you have duplicates of the same thing. So you're going to declutter first. You can create piles, toss, keep, donate, and sell if you wish to sell items or hold a garage sale. Next, you will clean out the area, right? So give it a nice deep spring cleaning. After you've cleaned the area, you will organize it for functional use. It never has to be fancy. On this podcast, I do not promote fancy, astronomically priced baskets and bins. If that's your vibe, go for it. But I think that oftentimes we can kind of organize and get away with the items that we already have around the house, such as Amazon boxes, shoe boxes, or even containers that we have, especially if it's going to be the first time that you organize a particular category or space. I highly discourage you from investing in expensive equipment because, well, you don't know if it's actually going to work. And I can't tell you how many times my clients are like, oh, I think this will work. And then they use it for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks and realize, it doesn't function very well. So I encourage you to first organize with what you have for functionality, not beauty, not aesthetics. And then if you find that it does work for you, your lifestyle, and your family, then feel free to upgrade. Declutter first, then clean, then organize, and then the most important part is to maintain it. And the best way we maintain it by ensuring that all items in our space have a home to go to, so a designated spot where you will place them after you use them, and creating routines and building habits that sustain the organization. And this is why it's so important that you focus on functionality of use as opposed to aesthetics and how pretty it looks. So that is the system. Very quick summary. It's called DCOM. So declutter, clean, organize, maintain. And you're going to apply this to every single one of these summer decluttering categories. So let's jump into number 1. Number 1, ladies, is to declutter your wardrobe. Yes, now is the time. Your summer wardrobe is already out. So instead of just wearing a few pieces, not wearing the rest, and then bundling them up and putting them away once the summer season's over, declutter it now. Go through the items now. They are already out and about. The future you, the you next year, the you next summer, will thank you for going through your summer wardrobe now and only leaving what you need and what you wear, and most importantly, what fits your summer activities and your lifestyle. So how would you go about decluttering your wardrobe? So step one, you would essentially take out all your summer stuff. Literally take them out in a pile, throw them on the bed, on the couch, whatever. It might take you an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on how much stuff you have. You're going to go through every single item and you're going to ask yourself, did I wear it last year? Am I going to wear it this year? If the answer to both questions is no, then donate, sell, or toss the item. You don't need it. It doesn't serve you. The only thing that it's doing is taking up valuable real estate in your dresser drawers or in your closet. Let it go. You want to only leave the items that you actually wear and that are conducive to your summer activities. So if you're somebody who does a lot of hiking, a lot of camping, a lot of outdoorsy stuff, then you want to keep the items that are conducive to that lifestyle, right? So keep 80% of what you wear all the time. There's absolutely no need to keep 10 dresses or skirts if you only wear that once in a while. Statistically, and maybe you've heard this, we wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. That is insane. That means that 80% of what's in your summer wardrobe right now, you don't wear. Many years ago, I used to actually have a ton of clothing. I mean, like, it would be insane. And I live in a small New York City apartment and like we have 1.5 closet. I'm not even joking. So I realized that like there was so much stuff in my closet. It was overflowing. I couldn't find anything to wear. Things still had tags in there. I mean, I had stuff from like 10 years ago that I no longer wear. Like, it was a hot mess. And I was like, this is not okay. So when I would get dressed to go to work in the morning, like my first experience of the day would be like stress and overwhelm. And like, that's not a cool way to start your day, where you're just like, oh my God, I can't find what to wear. And then you just like, because you're running late, you just take something out, you put it on, you look in the mirror and you're like, I look like crap, right? So then your self-esteem plummets and your stress. I don't know. Let me know. Do you feel that way? So I was like, absolutely not. This is, there's uncontrolled stress, right? External stress. And then there's stress that we can control. And I was like, I can absolutely control my wardrobe. So I decided to go atomic. I read a ton of books on capsule wardrobing, and I really resonated with something called Project 333. If you're interested in learning more, let me know. I can do an entire podcast on that. But that's essentially where you survive on 33 items for each season. I know, mind blowing. When I heard 33 items, oh, and by the way, just like as a side note, like I was under this assumption that like I had a ton of stuff, but I didn't realize just how much. When I actually counted my clothing, it was like over 300 items. I was like, geez Louise. That is a ton. So my point is, sometimes we think we don't have a lot, but when we actually start counting the items, it's like a ton. Anyways, long story short, I resonated with Project 333, and now every season for the last few years, I create capsule wardrobes. So I will only wear 33 items per each season. And for the summertime, I actually survive on about 25 items. Like, I've completely become a minimalist when it comes to my wardrobe. I'm not a minimalist by any means in my day-to-day in my home. When it comes to my wardrobe, I legitimately like barely own any clothing. It takes up one dresser drawer. Kid you not. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen my posts about this. The point is, declutter your summer wardrobe. Try to focus more on quality over quantity, and specifically versatility. So what I mean by that is by investing in like a pair of shorts or a shirt that can be dressed up, that could be dressed down, right? Clothing that serves multiple purposes. I remember I had this incredible black t-shirt and I was able to wear it with sweatpants. I could wear it with jeans. It was so nice that I was able to wear it with dress pants. You know, you can pop a blazer over it. Anyways, the point is it was incredibly versatile. Same thing with like a romper or a dress. You dress it down with slippers or sneakers or Converse or whatnot. But if you're having date night with your partner, you can put on some pretty heels, a little necklace maybe, and you're good to go. So it's really zeroing in and focusing on having your summer wardrobe reflect quality items that are long lasting and don't have a bunch of pills on them after you wash them once or twice. That tends to happen a lot with sweaters. Yeah, so it's really focusing on higher quality items that you might have to invest a little bit more in, right? So it might be an item that's not $5 or $10. It might cost you $40 or $50, but it's versatile. It's good quality. It doesn't mess up real quick, and you can wear it for 5-6 years. I also highly encourage you to focus more on timeless pieces, right? Because there are certain items that go in and out of season. I've stopped many years ago when I was younger. I used to always be like, in season, what's the trend? What's the style? And as I got older, I'm like, forget all that, right? There are classic pieces such as like a plain, simple, good quality, well-fitted black dress, right? So focus more on timeless quality, right? Over quantity and versatility. So go through all of your summer stuff, do it now, right? Because it's fresh in your mind. You know exactly what you're going to wear and what you're not going to wear. If, by the way, any of you want the simple, easy cheat way out, right? Or rather a cheat kind, I don't know, cheaty, is that even a word? But if you want to cheat, right, through the decluttering process of your wardrobe, here's my hack. Ready? Okay. You're going to put a bin in your closet. And every time over the summer, you're like pulling out a shirt or a romper or sweater. No, well, not a sweater. But anyways, whenever you're pulling out a summer item and you take it out of your closet and you're like, there is no way in hell I'm going to wear this. Instead of putting it back in your closet, that I'm sure a lot of us have been guilty of, dump it in the bin. Do that essentially for every single item. So if you're not going to wear, if you don't like the way that it looks on you, instead of keeping it in your closet, that's clutter, ladies, dump it in the bin. You do that for, whatever it is over the summer. And then what's going to happen is at the end of the summer, you will actually have your decluttering bin and you didn't have to invest the time and effort to do it in one shot. So hope that helps. All right. Number 2, beach and pool gear, especially if you're a mother. You have a ton of this stuff. Oh my goodness. I feel like over the summer, my trunk turns into a cluttered mess. All the different activities for the beach. Like, we're huge on the beach. We love the beach. It is my absolute dream to live at the beach. Kid you not. So we have a ton of stuff for our kids, for ourselves, right? There is just so much beach gear, right? Beach towels, inflatables, beach bags. I mean, it's like the buckets, our kids have so much stuff. We have so much stuff. Like, ask yourself, when was the last time you decluttered your beach towels? Like, how many beach towels do you have? I find that, I don't know, like beach towels just like randomly accrue. I have no idea where beach towels come from every single season. I like literally use the same 2 beach towels, and yet somehow I like acquire more. I don't know. Maybe I'm stealing them from people at the beach. I have no idea. But anyways, it's a mystery to me. So go through your beach and pool gear. You probably have things that are broken that you're not going to use, that you're probably, just letting, if you're like me, you're letting them hang out in the trunk of your car. Go through it, just invest, 30 minutes or so. I don't think it's going to take you that long. Follow the decom system, right? Declutter the stuff that's broken that you're not going to use, that your kids grew out of. Then if it's the trunk of your car, clean it, right? Vacuum it up, then organize the stuff. I highly encourage you to have storage solutions for this. It could be a box, a bin, whatever, because it just becomes easier to store this stuff. So organize it, and then of course maintain it, which will be much easier to do if you only keep what you need. What I've done actually is, so I now have a bin in my car that I will go through every single summer. At the end of the summer actually. And I will toss whatever I don't need, and that's in my car. And then I have one beach bag. It's a pretty decent sized beach bag, and that is like the bag for all the stuff that we take to the beach. So it has the towels, and it has the sunblock, and it has the extra clothing and like all that fun stuff. But that is all I have. Go through your beach and pool gear and only keep what's in good condition, what you use, what your kids use, right? And toss the rest. Next up is outdoor equipment. So you want to assess your outdoor equipment, such as bicycles, sports gear. If you're a camper, camping supplies. Just go through all of your outdoor equipment. Again, if it's broken, and you have no intention of fixing it, right? Don't just shove it in your garage, right? I feel like our garages are probably the most cluttered spaces in our entire home. I feel like a garage is like a big junk drawer. So go through all of your outdoor equipment, whatever's broken, whatever you're not going to fix, whatever you're not using, bicycles or scooters maybe that your kids have already grown out of, donate them, sell them, toss them. Recycle what you need to recycle, by the way. All right, number 4 tends to be a big category as well, and that is summer sports gear. I am not an athletic person by any means. We probably do not own any sports gear, summer or otherwise. We're just not a sports family. But if you have things like tennis rackets, golf clubs, surfboards, it's time to give them some attention. Maybe this season you bought new golf clubs or tennis rackets or basketballs or whatnot. So I ask you, why are you holding on to the same items, duplicates from last year? Makes you think, right? This is why I love for this purpose, the 1 in, 1 out rule. So what that means is if you bought a brand new ball or tennis racket or ping pong racket, whatever it means, whatever it may be, if you bought a new set, get rid of the old set, unless you need 2 sets, in which case that's totally fine. But if you're buying it as a replacement, ladies, get rid of the old set. Stop trying to hold on to it for just in case emergency purposes. If you bought this new set and this new set breaks, you're probably going to go out and buy a new set. I'm just saying. Number 5, picnic and barbecue supplies. Sort through your picnic baskets, your coolers, your barbecue utensils, and your outdoor dining ware. So you want to discard or donate any damaged or duplicate items. All right, number 6, garden and patio supplies. So you want to declutter gardening tools, pots, and patio accessories. Let go of broken tools or items that you no longer need. I actually garden a lot. I do indoor gardening. I do not have a backyard, but I have a huge garden inside my apartment. I have over 60 plants. And I will periodically find myself having like 6 pairs of gardening gloves. And I'm like, I only got 2 hands. And I think it's fine to have 1 pair that you use all the time and then an extra pair. Why in the world do I have like all of these gardening tools that I don't use? I know why, because I was at Home Goods and I saw them and they looked cool and pretty and I wanted to bring them home. That's why. So anyways, if you're a gardener, I'm not telling you to get rid of anything that you use. You use it, you love it, it makes you happy, even if it's a gardening gnome, but you look at it and it makes you smile. Go ahead, ladies, and keep it. I'm just encouraging you to go through the gardening and patio supplies that you don't actually need or use and let them go. Again, as a reminder, the you next summer will thank you for decluttering it now. And number 7 is summer decorations. So let me know. I don't know if you're somebody who swaps out decor every season. I actually do that. And what I will do is I have decor in my home that's like very simple to swap out for the warmer months, and then decor that I swap out for the cooler months. So if you're somebody that opens up those summer boxes, right? Or spring, maybe you start as early as spring and you have summer decor that you put out for this season, then instead of only taking out what you want to use, what you need, and leaving the rest in a box for next year, and then repeating the cycle, you know what I'm talking about. I highly encourage you to tackle that box of summer decor. Not only that, if you are using stuff and you put it out and then you're kind of like, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it, it's no longer my style aesthetically, then instead of putting it back in that box, declutter it now. Again, only keep what you use. Now, obviously, if you're not 100% sure about items, I'm in no way, shape, or form telling you to get rid of them. I'm really not that person that's going to be like, declutter everything and then regret it later. No. But you want to practice mindfulness, right? It shouldn't be, I need all of this. What if 6 years from now, I'm going to want to use it, right? We want to kind of stay away from that type of mentality and applying, value to all of the items. So go through your summer decorations. If it no longer fits your style, also if it's broken, if it's unusable, then let it go. Doing this annually avoids the buildup of clutter. It's absolutely normal throughout the year. You're gonna accrue clutter. It is almost impossible to not have clutter be brought back into the home, right? And this is why it's so important to maintain the clutter and have habits in place where every season or whatnot, you go through some of the items in your home and you get rid of what no longer serves you. So remember, decluttering is an ongoing process. You want to take it step by step, but you really want to seize opportunities where a lot of the items that you can declutter and go through are available during that season, right? They're out and about. You don't actually have to go seek them out. And this is why I highly encourage you to go through and declutter, clean, organize the summer items that are currently out and about. If you need any support or have questions along the way, feel free to come and say hi on Instagram. You can find me at Be Good to Yourself by Margo. I wish you a summer filled with sunshine, joy, and a clutter-free sanctuary. As always, good luck on your decluttering journey, and remember to be good to yourselves. Thanks for listening.